Hi Sagittarius, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you a monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of October 2021. I do want to thank you genuinely for joining me, but I also want to remind you, as always, to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Okay? So we're going to begin by pulling a couple messages from the Soul's Journey deck, excuse me, as I feel like I'm losing my voice. And as I do the initial shuffling, do keep in mind general intuitive monthly read for the sign of my lovely Sagittariuses. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't for somebody else. And remember to check out the other placements, the other readings on the channel for more messages, all right? One more shuffle this way. Ooh, abundance and freedom at the split deck. That's a good sign. For my lovely Sagittarius is to begin this monthly money and career read for October 2021. I've got two flying out. Okay. I'm going to pull the last one right from the top of the deck. Okay, so we're beginning with acceptance. I'm learning to accept that the things that I cannot change. And so there's parts in the month where I feel like a lot of Sagittariuses are going to be put in a situation where you'll try to, will be a bit of an inclination or a feeling that comes over you to want to control other people in your work environment or how a situation unravels, or just wanting to control maybe your job in general. And a need to kind of take a step back and accept things, accept that everything's going to happen the way it's meant to for a reason. Of course, you know, be mature and responsible about the way you proceed and the decisions you make, you know, being realistic with oneself, but there's a need to accept that you cannot change certain aspects, especially other people in the midst of you at this time. So just to accept that everything happens for a reason and in the way it's meant to. Everything happens in divine timing, okay? Growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. And so the month of October is a month where you're truly focusing on your growth within your career as an individual, on your financial growth as well. Thinking a lot about how your job or jobs, your career choices in general, have influenced you in your own personal development and growth. And feeling as if a lot of you are feeling more mature these days. I mean, you're known to be the free spirit of the zodiac signs, and it just feels like you've grown into, I want to say, a more stabilized, concrete individual, at times feeling the need to kind of break free from responsibilities and obligations to have fun, or to just be that true free spirit. But again, just, it was interesting where I went with that. Just a feeling that you're focusing on your own individual growth and the growth of your career and financial situation throughout the month. Okay. And in the same color scheme, we have blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And so it's the universe pushing throughout the month of October to not forget about your health, your well-being, to, when you feel inclined to work, you know, put all that hard effort forth, it's just you feeling at times you need to kind of implement more self-care, or to remember that you do deserve some downtime, right? Or to just kind of remember that you deserve to be healthy. It's important to remember that your health will help you sort of persevere and make the best out of your efforts moving forward, okay? We're going to continue by pulling 6 tarot cards for the month from the Light Seers Tarot deck. We'll do one more shuffle for this. Alrighty, for my lovely Sagittarius is to continue this monthly money and career read for October 2021. I'm going to pull the 6 right from the top of the deck. I feel like I should move over for some reason. I feel like there are parts of the month where you'll just feel super awkward, and it's like, accept it, embrace it, you know, laugh it off if need be. As well as little slip-ups when you're speaking or performing whatever you need to within your job or career choice or choices. Just laugh it off, you know, make it attractive. Just kind of keep rolling forward. Keep pushing forward. So we're beginning the 6-card spread with the 2 of Pentacles. And so you begin the month of October going through a bit of a juggling act, having a lot of to-dos, a lot of obligations to fulfill when it comes to your work, whatever that is for you specifically. Feeling like a lot of you are weighing out pros and cons, whether it's for a new job potentially, or within certain changes that are about to take place for your current position or career choice. Feeling like a lot of you are trying to figure this and that out when it comes to your career or make certain financial decisions, figuring out where to spend your money to begin the month. A lot of your financial choices are weighing heavy on your mind. So you need to simplify things for yourself as you're pushed in the most random way to remember within this first chunk of the month that accepting the things you cannot change, right? Or just accepting the flow of things as you move forward. Trying not to tighten your grip too much, a very Four of Pentacles vibe. It just feels like a lot of people need stuff from you or require more from you. You might find that your job is demanding a lot from you. But again, Four of Pentacles, just release that grip and try to allow for things to happen organically, naturally. It doesn't mean stop putting forth the effort or stop being a hard worker. It just means, go through your decision process, your balancing act in a sort of peaceful manner and just release your grip to a certain extent. Just go with the flow, okay? Five of Swords. And so you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month, and I feel like one person, maybe your boss or people that work for you, or just your coworkers, are giving you a true headache. Or you might find yourself getting a migraine in the midst of working, and it's like, this is not what I needed, not helpful whatsoever. You might just find that as you're sort of trying to work, you're hearing things in a weird way, or you're just finding yourself overthinking, giving yourself a headache on top of it all. When it comes to, again, what you're weighing out, financial choices you have to make, thinking about bills and wanting to make a big financial choice, but stressing over it to a certain extent, feeling like you're also possibly overthinking your personal financial career and individual growth in the middle of these first half of the month, excuse me, as I struggle, feeling like it's a true part of the month where you could slip up on your words and what you're saying, and it may at one point get the best of you, but again, laugh it off, just go roll with the punches, if you will. And there's a feeling that the universe will remind you in one way, shape, or form that you're meant for a level of victory and success in your career and your finances moving forward. But given this is in the background, you might find that you're reflecting as well on your growth and certain levels of victory and success you've had in the past in general. Moving on to the Lovers. And so you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and there's a focus on whether or not you love or sort of dislike your job, your career choice or choices. On the scale of love, how much do you love what you do? How fulfilled does it make you feel, right? You sort of asking yourself at certain points during work or just in your day-to-day life in general at this point in the month, do I love myself enough? Do I take care of myself enough, right? Some of you might meet somebody who intrigues you on a romantic level in your work environment, but being aligned with the blame card, it just feels like you will be thinking a lot about how your work and your financial situation affects your loved ones in one way, shape, or form, whether it's negatively or positively. And try not to overthink. It feels like the first half of the month especially, I'm just going to say the whole month, there's a potential to overthink or just to overcomplicate what you're trying to weigh out or what's just popping up in your mind randomly, okay? But it's this push at the end of the first half of the month as you make your way to wrap up this part of the month to, again, reinstill level of self-care and some new healthy habits in order to fall back in love with yourself or just your career in general. A feeling that you at times forget to, or you neglect your self-care or your health in order to sort of succeed in your career and finances. And it's great that those two categories take such a big focus, but just not forget about your health and other areas of your life that need some attention at this time as well, okay? And we're moving on to the second half of the spread and month where we have the Chariot. And so you make your way to begin the second half of the month and you find yourself with this immense amount of motivation to go after, whether it's a new job, a new change, or just to complete what you need to. But there's this reminder from the universe, once again, to do it in a balanced way. Thinking a lot about your feminine and your masculine side and which is, sort of the stronger side or which is the heavier side in comparison to the other. Interestingly enough, it just feels like you're ready to go after something new, even if you feel like you're not going to. A lot of you just being pushed by the universe to jump on your chariot and confidently in a mature calm and cool, collected, balanced way. Just do what you have to, right? There may be a part of this first chunk of the second half of the month where you wake up and you're not feeling quite motivated, and then you do something, or you kind of just snap yourself out of it. Maybe give yourself a pep talk in the mirror and you're like, I'm hopping on my chariot and I'm doing what I have to. It's just this very mature mindset where you're like, regardless of what obstacles pop up in my way or what I feel could hinder me, I'm just going to kind of overcome it and just move forward and just fulfill my obligations or make changes that I need to. Well, that was a rant. And being aligned with the Two of Pentacles, it just feels like it's something you've been weighing out for a while, whether it's a change in your current career, starting your own business, adding something onto your plate in general when it comes to your career, or maybe even a big financial choice that you've been, sort of researching and looking up options, but just haven't actually gone forward with it. You're just kind of pushed by the universe just slightly to make it, or to make that change, just to do what you have to do. Some of you speaking your mind in one way, shape, or form in your work environment. Just tread carefully with that, okay? And we're moving on to the moon. And it's interesting because I was drawn to this guy as I was just started to think about how you could potentially feel a bit lonely at certain points in the month, even if you're surrounded by a lot of people in your work environment or in your life in general. And that's exactly when I was about to pick up the moon, which speaks upon your emotional state. You may be feeling an immense amount of emotions resurfacing or coming to be. You're just taking over in the middle of the second half of the month, and feeling as if a lot of you Sagittarius are drowning in your work to a certain extent. And I know that sounds dramatic, but it just feels like you put more on your plate at times when you already have a lot, right? A need to be better at saying no at times, out of respect for your health, out of respect for you just being more realistic, right? And please don't take that offensively. It's just your hard work ethic, or it's sometimes not wanting to disappoint those around you or that you're wrapped up with in your work environment. Feeling like you at times could never have enough money, or just desiring more and overthinking your job and your career choices and certain financial decisions you've made, wanting to sort of get out of debt or pay off certain bills, and that making you emotional to a certain extent. Accurately being aligned with the Five of Swords, it could just be you getting a bit emotional in the midst of your workday at this point in the month due to the headaches continuing, or due to what you're hearing about your past when it comes to your financial situation and your career, and just feeling as if it's time for you to, there's no coincidence, we have the black and white horse and the black and white, what are they, wolves, and just feeling as if balance is needed at this time as you move forward and do what you have to do. And it just feels like you're working so diligently to take care of you and your loved ones in a financial way, and just feel proud of all of which, and just allow yourself to shake off those excess emotions that you feel are hanging around, and just rediscover that inner strength and just move on forward. And it feels like you also need to just understand that you are growing as an individual. It's a continuing process, and just bring back that new level of inner peace. Utilize essential oils, cleanse your energy, more self-care once again. Just find a way to feel better about the progress you've made up until this point, okay? King of Wands to finish up the spread. I feel like you'll also be thinking a lot at night about your career, about your finances. Again, just try not to overthink. So you finish up the month, or you make your way to finish up the month on a very serious note. Feeling very stern, maybe a bit uptight. There's going to be a lot of tension in your shoulders, and just try to release the tension, especially within your workday. It could rub people the wrong way or come off very uptight, right? Your energy is something to be aware of, especially when you are working. But I need to finish up the month on a confident note, and I don't feel like that's going to be an issue. I think it's more so you kind of feeling this, after you shake off all that leftover emotion, and it feels like you're still trying to accomplish a lot towards the end of the month. It's just that kind of, I'm a bit depleted, very kind of overly serious because of all I'm going through. And at times you're not sharing with your loved ones, or even with your friends, just in general, what you're actually going through internally or trying to sort through. And then you just have to make all these financial decisions, sort through bills, and maybe some of you changing a job or just trying to make the best out of a job situation leaves you feeling a bit depleted, but still very strong. This confidence exudes from you. I feel like that was horribly put, but you may be thinking a lot about a Leo in your life for whatever reason. Leos keep coming up in the readings. It's this reminder from the universe to, again, fall back in love with yourself, with your job, your career choices, your decisions, even if they weren't perfect along the way. And to just understand that you are loved by the universe and by those around you and by those that you feel the need to and obligated to take care of in a financial way. And it's just this reminder to put your crown back on as you relight that fire within, to keep moving forward, to keep doing what you have to when it comes to your money and career. Okay? Wow, this is a powerful reading. We're going to finish up by pulling a message or two from the Small Making Magic deck from my lovely Sages to wrap up this money and career read for October. Struggle. Okay, Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment, as well as Star at the bottom of the deck. So I truly feel like it's a month where you're going to be put in situations where you need to raise your vibration, overcome certain obstacles, or simply just be the bigger person in your work environment, or just be the positive light in a situation. Interesting. Rise above it. And so with Star, the silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. So you're reminded by the universe at certain points of the month that you're a star in the making, you know, in one way, shape, or form. And that good luck is on your side at this time as you move forward and just make changes or just power through to do what you have to fulfill certain obligations within your career as you start to see your money improve, I feel like, as you make your way into November. All right? So Sag, I hope this reading was truly helpful. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you have the most amazing month, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Sagittarius.